So good evening to everybody. I hope you have all had a wonderful day. This video is going to be just a little bit different than my normal ones. A lot of you, well, when I say a lot, that means like more than 5 people asked the same question. But a lot of you have actually been asking me what my stretching routine was, because if you'd been following my race videos, you knew at the beginning of the season I'd kind of battled some back issues that had me a little bit worried at times. I'm gonna run through my routine in this video. So I do have to do another one of those prefaces. I am by no means a yoga master. I am by no means a physical therapist, and most of the time I have no idea what I'm talking about. But this stretching routine that I got from the physical therapist helped me so much. Basically, I want to tell you what my back ailments were, and then I will go over what helped me to alleviate all of my problems. Like, my back is probably 90% fixed. I memorized all of the stretches that the physical therapist gave me to do at home, so I kind of sort of threw away, actually my wife threw it away. Shame. The paper that has all the names of all of these stretches. I will try to find them. I will link them below if I can find a decent representation, because I'm sure somebody out there has a better how-to video on how to do some of these stretches. So I have a picture from back at the beginning of the year. One of my, I think it was the 3rd race of the year at Mazeppa. My back locked down probably 2/3 of the way through this race, maybe halfway through the race. I could actually start to feel it in my lower back. The left side of my back literally locked down, and it locked down to the point that it pinched a nerve, and all the way down the back of my left leg. It felt like somebody took ice water and was pouring it down the back of my leg. Like, I literally looked behind me to make sure that I wasn't like crapping myself or something terrible was happening. I had never felt this before. I had been battling back pain, but I literally just thought back pain was a part of riding a mountain bike, and I just needed to man up and ride my mountain bike. But basically what happened was I was riding my bike to the point that I was getting all knotted up, and I was so knotted up that my left butt cheek, which is quite a large muscle, especially in the Moss family, it locked down. So when I was riding, and especially when I would start pushing the pace hard on a mountain bike, that left butt cheek muscle would just completely disengage. I would not be able to use that left glute. I guess I should be calling it that, not my butt cheek. This is a professional video here. That lower left back would actually start trying to overcompensate for my glute not working. So what the purpose of my physical therapy was essentially to get all those knots untangled, to get me back in a straight line, because I was like this. These stretches should take you 45 minutes to an hour to do. They told me I have to do them for 2 sessions, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So 2 hours a day I was stretching. I did that for about a month. After that I cut it back to 1 session a day, and I still do 1 45-minute session every single day. So there are going to be a couple things you are going to need for these stretches. You are going to need a yoga mat. I do recommend a yoga mat because I have hardwood floors here in my house, and I thought, I'm just gonna be a man, I don't need a yoga mat. You want a yoga mat. Hardwood floors they'll hurt. So the very first thing you are going to want to do on this stretching journey is prep your stretch space. If you are like me and you decided to own 2 Australian Shepherds, you're going to be laying down in a bed of hair. So I opt to go ahead and vacuum. Also, you're going to need a belt. You can use a towel, or I went to Academy Sports and I got for like 10 bucks this thing that's made out of seat belt material for one of the most imperative stretches in this entire regime. So the very first stretch, this one probably takes the longest actually, but I don't know what it's called. Let's call it the lower back side-by-sides. So basically, roll out that yoga mat, lay down on your back, and you should not feel an arch whatsoever on your back. Your entire back should be touching the mat. That is something I did not really realize you were supposed to do on a lot of these stretches, my back would always arch as I was trying to hit the poses right. So make sure your back is flat on the ground. Basically with this first one, you are going to make a pyramid with your legs, and you're going to pivot on your heels. You're going to push halfway on to the right side, and you're gonna hold that for 10 seconds. After that 10 seconds, switch, put it on your left side, hold that for 10 seconds. That is one set, and you're going to do 10 sets.
Stop it. Arr. It's not playtime, I gotta finish stretching.
That muscle that I was telling you about, that back strap muscle that was so inflamed, you should feel this on that muscle. Should almost kind of feel like a miniature workout for that muscle. So this next one actually feels pretty good, but it's a little awkward to do. I'm gonna call it the pooper because it makes me feel like I'm getting ready to go. Basically, you're going to do a squat, except for you're gonna already be on your back. So lay down on your back, take your hands, squish them up right under your knees, and pull as hard as you can. Try to make your knees come up to your chest. You should feel a really good stretch going on your glutes, a little bit in your lower back maybe. So these next two stretches are the most important out of all of them, in my opinion. If I start running out of time during the day and I can't do if I can't do my full 45-minute routine, I will make sure I at least get these two in. So let's just call this the hammy stretch because it's gonna stretch your hamstrings. This is where that seatbelt thing that I told you about comes in handy. Comes in handy. This is where the seatbelt comes in handy. You're basically gonna find something. You can use a towel, you can use a belt. Put it around your foot, hold it, pull like a madman, and try and get as much of a stretch as you can. You want your knee to be locked out while you're doing this at all times, and you really should feel that stretch from your hams all the way down kind of in your glutes. You're gonna hold that for 20 seconds, and you're gonna do both sides. Once you do both sides for 20 seconds apiece, that is one set. After one set, you're gonna do 5 sets. All right, so this next one, I actually do know the name of. I remember it. It's called the figure 4 because you essentially make a figure 4 with your legs. So there again, lay on your back, make sure your back is flat on the ground. You are going to place your ankle on your opposing knee and then pull back on said knee. So just like the pooper squat stretch thing, you're gonna put both hands under that one knee this time, pull back. You're gonna hold that pose for 20 seconds on each side, and you are going to do that 5 times. I'm not really sure what this next one's called. Like, I don't know, maybe you can call it superhero pose or something, or just another hip while on your knee stretch. Basically, you're going to be on your knees. You're gonna put one leg forward and then place your hands on your hips, and you are going to lean forward as much as you can. You're gonna hold that for 10 seconds, do each side, and you're gonna do 5 sets. Basically, you should feel this kind of in your hip flexor, but it's gonna be focused really hard on the front of your hip. Now, last but not least, the all famous cat-cow pose. You basically are gonna arch your back for 10 seconds, then you're going to do the opposite of that for 10 seconds, and you're going to do 5 sets. So there you go, guys. That is my stretching routine. I do this religiously, as much, if not more, than actually riding my bicycle. Well, that's definitely not true, but I do it every single day. What I started noticing once I started doing these stretches, you immediately feel better after about 2 weeks. There's like a switch that flips. You feel better during the day. You feel way more flexible, which is a good thing. But the weirdest thing that happened, so don't be alarmed, you just keep doing the stretches. My left butt cheek, I guess because I was starting to get back in line, it started to operate again, I guess. And after a really, really hard long ride, that sucker would be really sore compared to my right glute. I'm getting my strength back. I'd say I'm about 90% there. whenever I do like a 6-hour ride, I can still feel that left glute muscle is a little bit more sore than my right. That's it, guys. That is my stretching routine. I do have a full like core hip-ish workout that the physical therapist also gave me. If you want to see that one, leave a comment below. If enough people want to see that as well, I will be more than happy to share it with you, because once I started to get my back in line and I didn't have that water down my leg, poop your pants feeling, my lower back just started aching in general. And I think that is what most people feel on the mountain bike. The physical therapist said that was because I don't really have a strong core. I'm all legs. So I've been working on my core quite a bit. And they gave me some very good exercises for that. So like I said, if you want to see that, leave a comment down below. I will be more than happy to show that as well. So I hope this helps somebody. If you were having extreme back pain on one side and it could be an imbalance, and you have the money to see a physical therapist, because the physical therapist was not that expensive for me. I think the physical therapist I went to, it was like 50 bucks or something like that for the copay. Well worth the insight, and it has helped me tremendously, because I'm all about putting in the work, but I have to know how to do the work. In that window, so when I started filming this, it was cloudy. That window was not that bright. Now that I'm almost done with the video, the sun came out. Now it looks like crap. I'll just put my head in front of it. If you have anything you do want to see, there again, let me know down below, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye-bye.